I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna have to watch out for the fake Diddy news that's coming out. Because from what I've seen, it's a lot of it coming out right now. Especially when they talking about the stuff inside the jail. I think a lot of that stuff is fake. Right now, from what I've seen, the Diddy news is not gonna be credible. Like, if y'all notice, people have gotten so dry on the Diddy news that they don't even report on it no more. As far as the news, when it comes to him in jail, people talking about what he's doing in jail and bunk mates, and now they got stories talking about him getting a pardon from Trump, that he'll support Trump if he get a pardon. First of all, Diddy, from what I've seen in the past, Diddy is friends with Trump. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no problem. I ain't seen nobody Diddy ain't friends with, to be honest with you, except people like Tupac. I'm gonna be real with you. The only people I've seen Diddy have issues with in the past is black guys. Other than that, he ain't had no real issues. So people say, he'll do it for Trump, for a pardon. Like, I'm pretty sure he already support him indirectly, especially with him being from New York and being a household name like he has been for the last 3 decades. But the fake news is coming out on Diddy. It's a lot of that stuff going on right now. Like, we can't even get to the real stories. And me personally, I don't think the freak offs is the biggest stories. I think the people dying around him, like Kim Porter and a lot of other people, Shakur Stewart, all those other people like that, I think those are the big stories. When they start talking about stuff like that, then we'll start getting somewhere. And to be honest with you, I'll just say, coincidentally, allegedly, that it probably could be somebody else that had a hand in it. I don't think Diddy went directly and said, he could have had Hitman. Bro, come on now, with money like that. And I ain't talking about Hitman. It can be Hitman that's in the club with him. Like, let's be real with you. Like, I hate to say it, but that Illuminati and stuff, it's a lot more real than I've realized, because I've seen celebrities recently make jokes out of it. And I'll do a video on that another time. But I've seen celebrities make jokes about, oh, the Illuminati, they coming to get you. Then people like, oh, I don't know what that is and everything. How you don't know what it is and you talking about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you don't know what that is and you talking about it? We've had so many weird coincidences and things like that happen over the years that, it's hard to really figure out what the real news is. And the stuff that we really know that Diddy been into, like the freak offs, is nothing. That's old news. I heard about that 20 years ago. What I want to know now is, how was he able to take these people's music, and who's benefiting off the money, and who the money go to if Diddy was to die right now? If he was to go to jail right now, what would the money go to? That's the person I'm looking at right now. Because I'm like, how are you hiring these little perverts and these dudes who doing freak offs and stuff? So are you required to do a freak off in order to become a Diddy? From what I've seen, it look like you gotta be basically into the freak off type of stuff to become a Diddy. So even if Diddy go to jail right now and all the other stuff, they still gonna bring another one of them dudes around. Like I was just telling y'all recently about the Casanat guy. But the whole fake news about Diddy, like until they start bringing up murders and people dying, like Wolf, his bodyguard getting killed around BMF allegedly and stuff like that, those are real stories. Like 2 dudes sleeping with each other, I don't care about none of that. I ain't never thought about that. Who cares? Is it illegal that they sleeping with each other? That's some gossip. They ain't got nothing to do with no real news. Like when I talk about celebrity news, I'm talking about real stuff. It's gonna be that people ain't gonna realize for probably a couple of years, 5, 10 years, people just start thinking about freak off stuff. Y'all think these dudes in Hollywood ain't been sleeping with each other? That ain't even important to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think about no man sleeping with nobody, to be real with you. So I don't even care about none of that. What I be thinking about is the real news. And the real news is, what happened to Kim Porter? Why Albie Shore was in the hospital like he was? Why this man ain't been able to be around his kids like that over the years? Why is Diddy's daughters being promoted like they replacing Diddy? You know what I'm saying? It seemed like every time, whether it's Diddy daughters or Jay-Z daughters, the industry would be like, yeah, we got the Diddy. What, we gonna promote his daughters? What? That's like somebody's child getting fired from their job. I mean, that's like somebody's parent getting fired from the job, and then the job like, well, we know we fired your mom, but we'll hire you to work to replace your mom. So that's what the industry does. If y'all haven't noticed, a lot of these people, a lot of these celebrities, a lot of times it be their children that sell them out, not because they do it on purpose. It's that they raised in the industry. A lot of times, these kids is raised around industry stuff. They ain't raised the way everybody else is. All they believe is the industry. You know what I'm saying? They believe in it. These celebrities, they ain't raised around that. So half of their life is spent in the streets and in their home and how they was raised. So they still always can tap back into, okay, even Diddy, when he got mad about the liquor stuff, oh man, they trying to stop black business and stuff. Them folks like, bro, we don't care about black business. You just a face. You're not a real businessman. Diddy's not a real businessman. He's just a face. All the money he made is already in somebody else's bank account. He's just a face. Y'all understand that? He's just a black face. That's it. Everything that he controls, the money he's done, the work he's put in, that money's going to go to somebody else and make somebody else rich. That's the history of everything that goes on. See, when y'all listen to this channel, you're going to actually learn something. Whether it's James Brown, all these little old school records you be hearing on commercials, Marvin Gaye, somebody else own that. That's not related to Marvin Gaye. That's not related to people like James Brown. Little Richard had just got his rights back before he died, and guess what? He ended up dying again. I mean, he ended up dying again. I'm saying, as soon as he got his records, he died, and guess what? I bet they got that stuff right back because that's what they do. But to sit up here and be like, oh, well, Diddy said they was like, I'm not worried about the fake news, bro. There's gonna be a lot of fake news, and to be honest with you, that's why a lot of people don't really report on the Diddy news, because as we've seen, they did the same thing with Cosby. They put out so much fake news that you didn't know it was real. Then by the time the real news come out, you like, huh? And then he getting out of jail. They putting out so much fake news on Diddy, you can't even focus on the real news. This man had people dying around him. Lots of people. We talking about these new rappers. I ain't seen no rappers dying around another rapper a lot till Diddy came around. Like, dang, you got all kind of rappers that dying around this dude. And then you got people coming out talking about some of the rappers got sicknesses, which is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to say something else about that later on, too. It's disgusting that we got people out here that after they die, people will be like, well, this guy died from this, he died from that. He had an STD. You know, stuff like that. That's kind of petty, to be honest with you. It's kind of disrespectful, too. I know they wouldn't want nobody to do their mama like that. But as far as the murders and stuff, that stuff got to get nipped in the bud ASAP. Like, what happened to Kim Porter? Y'all noticed they said that stuff about Kim Porter, and they put that out there with them books and everything else, that fake book, disrespecting her life, her legacy, her family. Put out that fake book. Which, let me give y'all an example. It was somebody white who sat up here and jumped in black business and put that out, and it was disrespectful to her family. That shows you right there that a lot of people still look at certain things and they be like, why is this person putting out a Kim stuff? Trust me, don't nobody care about Kim Porter to the point where they just putting the book out and be like, oh, well, I wanted to wait till Diddy went to jail, then I was going to put the book out. A lot of these people are agents. Y'all going to see very soon. They're agents. That's why when people put out videos about, oh, well, what is the connection with Luigi and Diddy? What is the connection with Diddy and the wildfires and everything else? First of all, I'm going to tell y'all another thing. Before Diddy was a celebrity, they was already in Hollywood Hills allegedly hurting people and unaliving people and burying them out there. So if anything was going on, I would say that they was burying evidence of bones, skulls, and everything else that they had of people that used to be buried out there. But as far as the news they got coming out right now, man, it's fake, man. It's super fake. Like, for real talk. This is only for the people who really know what I'm talking about. Everybody else, that they ain't gonna know what's going on, so this ain't for them. But the news is definitely exposing itself. Do we care about what's worse, sex or murder? Right now, when it comes to Diddy, what's worse? They focusing on sex and not the murder. So I don't really take it serious, to be honest with you. I don't take it serious. Not the news that the media's putting out. See, the media, what they want to do is they want to jump into the middle of what the internet is doing. See, now the internet is telling its own story, and now people like are trying to get in the mix and tell their own little version of certain stories, but it's not working.